I've always been a stickler for productivity, and every time my time is not properly utilized, probably something comes in the day and maybe a hitch here or a hitch there, a car breaks down and you're using productive time sitting on the roadside trying to fix things, it eats me up. See, I have my days planned, I have my weeks planned, and if they don't go as per plan, I feel so sad. And it just feeds into this notion that I have that all of us were born to be productive, and the center of all our fulfillment is our productivity. If we wanted to be fulfilled and joyous and happy in life, then we have to have something that we're doing that is making us productive one way or another. And in the podcast, we've been discussing some of the things that are hindering our productivity. And of course, when you work, you become tired, you become stressed, and so on and so forth, and your body wears down. And we've been discussing how can you recover strength, how can you recover revitalization, how can you refresh your body, how can you re-energize, how can you have this surge of energy coming into your body, how can you create moments where you are refreshed as an individual so that you can be productive once again. And in this podcast today, we're going to close that subject. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Life Signatures podcast with Lawrence Namale. Lawrence is a life coach, author, and keynote speaker who loves to tackle different topics on purpose, productivity, and resilience. His mission in life is to awaken all your boundless possibilities available in you. Life Signatures podcast is dedicated to bring to reality every single person who knows that deep down in their gut, there's got to be more to life than this. And now, here is your host, Lawrence Namale.
A productive human being is a very happy human being. An unproductive human being is also a sad human being. It goes without saying. Somehow, somewhere, our fulfillment, our joy, our happiness is directly connected. Not even indirectly. It is directly connected to how productive we are in life. That tells you something major. It tells you that we are here on earth to be productive one way or another. People wrongly think that we're here on earth to accumulate as much as we can accumulate and be as happy as we can be. The happiness is a byproduct of the productivity. So if you're looking for happiness as a direct thing, that is your goal, you ask people, what is your goal in life? What is your purpose in life? And they say, my purpose is to be happy. Wrong. Your purpose is not to be happy. Your happiness is a result of you doing your purpose. Your purpose is for you to be productive in the unique way in which you were created, in the passionate way with which you are feeling the purpose. Every one of us is unique in our own way, but whatever thing that equalizes all of us is our productivity. You become productive and you become a happy person, you become a joyous person, you become someone who is making things happen. And productivity is actually addictive. You do something well today, you want to do it and even become better tomorrow. Good, better, best. Do not let it rest until the good is better and the better is best. That's how we were created. And that's why the concept of seeds and principles and rules in the universe, they apply. Nothing is given to us fully formed. Zuckerberg told us that ideas don't come to us fully formed. Seeds are planted and they grow. That is the essence of productivity, that even as the seeds grow, we are also growing. We are growing through the process of becoming. We're growing through the process of making things come to pass, through the process of creating things, contributing, making a difference, maybe exploring our potential, which is a seed in itself. And that is how productivity is all about. It is a massive subject. You remove productivity from humanity. Let me postulate here for a minute. You remove productivity from humanity, you've killed humanity. Humanity is available, is alive, and is vibrant solely because of productivity. See, people normally think that we were created so that you can come and worship God and so on and so forth. No, it is, the assumption of worshiping God is just an assumption. Actually, there's the assumption, if you're talking about creation, the assumption that was that we are worshiping God all through. And therefore, the reason as to why we were created is not necessarily to worship God. The reason as to why we were created is so that we can be productive. And if you want to go deeper, the very first command that the man was given was to be productive. He was told to be fruitful, to multiply, to fill the earth, to subdue it, and to have dominion on it. That is productivity. And I think it has never changed. That's why you can accumulate as many things as you want to accumulate, but you'll still be a sad person. How many times do we see big time celebrities with millions of billions of money in their bank accounts and big houses and all these vehicles and so on? How many times have we seen those guys committing suicide because of some kind of emptiness inside of them? It is because probably, and I'm postulating it's not necessarily the truth, it is because they are looking for happiness in all the wrong places. Happiness is found at work. Happiness is found when you're productive. That's why people who are sad, people who are despondent, people who are depressed, people who are stressed are people who do not have work. And every time someone does not have work, their self-image is battered. Their self-esteem takes a big plunge. We were created in such a way that we will gain from this life through productivity. We'll become happy, we'll become creative, we'll become joyous, and we are equipped to do all these things. We are actually equipped to be productive. We have a brain that causes us to be productive. We have a motivation and inspiration that comes into our spirits and into our psyches and into our emotions and into our hearts, so that we can become productive, so that we can keep being productive. And we are wowed. Always we are wowed when other people in their own respective uniqueness are productive one way or another. When we look at sports people, business people, leaders, big time visionaries, and they are productive in their own way, we are wowed. Why? Because productivity is at the crux of the existence of mankind. And that's why I'm speaking so passionately about that subject in this several podcasts. And today, this is the last podcast, probably. This is the last episode in this series. Make no mistake, I'm still going to talk about productivity in this podcast in the days that are coming, because this podcast is primarily for three things: for productivity, for purpose, and for resilience. We're talking about those three things. So today I am bringing to a close this discussion in this mini series, where I've been discussing some of the ways in which you can revitalize yourself, you can revive your energy, you can have a strong boost of energy in yourself once again, so that you can go back and we can become as productive as you are meant to be in the very first place. And we've already shared 6 things that can cause you to be productive, 6 important things that make you to be a productive person, 6 important things that make you to be revitalized, re-energized, to have this renewal and refreshing in your body, in your mind, and in your spirit. And we've talked about the power nap. I'm not going to go through it again. We've talked about sleeping, adequate sleeping. We've talked about playing and physical exercises. We've talked about having relationships and conversations and talking to people and doing life with people. We've talked about going to theater and experiencing life in the view of the arts and entertainment, taking some time to get a break from the strenuous work environment and changing your environment into the movies, into the theaters, into the dramas, the arts, the music, and so on and so forth. We've talked about going on these picnics and adventures and having the environment also in your mind changed, so that you're experiencing the nature of this world, and you are maybe at the beach or you're in the forest or whatever it is, but you're changing the environment through which you're existing. You're taking a break from work. And today I want us to close this discussion where we are talking about what can you do before you can get to the end of the year, before you can get to the end of the month, or before you can get to the time that you're taking your annual leave. What can you do so that you can have some time to recoup your energy, to recoup your strength, to refresh yourself, to rejuvenate yourself, to revive your body so that you can become productive, because productivity is at the crux of the existence of the human being. And so today I'm going to talk about several things and just wrap them up. One of the things that you need to do is physiotherapy. This is massages and all those things, especially when the physical body has been stretched to a maximum limit and you're feeling aches and pains in your muscles. We already talked about stretching, and I think stretching is a very powerful way of making sure that the body is strong and it's conditioned. But sometimes the muscles are in pain and so on and so forth. It is time for you to do some kind of physiotherapy. It might not cost you a lot, especially if you're a productive person. But the results you get after it are out of this world. You need this body to be revitalized. You need this body to be rejuvenated. And we need to come to that level where we're not believing that these things are luxuries. People wrongly believe that, having physiotherapy is some luxury that I cannot afford. Having a massage is a luxury that I cannot afford. I know these things, they come with their own caveats, terms and conditions, and so on and so forth, and things that are written under the dotted line that we need to take care of, because there are some things that are going on in those massage places that I do not want to mention. But it is good to have some kind of physiotherapy and take care of your physical body once in a while, especially like we said, when the body is communicating back to you, I'm feeling pain, I'm feeling lousy, I'm feeling pressurized, I'm feeling so pressed. It is time to take some moments and have that body taken care of. The other thing that you can be able to do, which is something that I should even have started with, it is something to do with meditation and prayer. This is highly recommended. You know why sometimes we are stressed? We are stressed because we do not meditate. We are stressed because we do not take some time to sit back and look through the day and plan for the day and look back and visualize the things that are the best possible outcomes with the resources that we do have in the moment. The problem is that we have so many things stacked that we need to have them done, and time is running out, and instead of meditating and maybe praying and maybe planning, we are rushing on to start tackling the first thing that we see is a mountain, and sometimes we start tackling those small rocks of the day instead of handling the big things. See, meditation centers you, calms you down, puts things in perspective. If you take 7 minutes, at least 7 minutes, to think through your day before the day begins, to pray about your day, to plan about your day before the day begins, some things that are already stressing you in your mind are put in their perspective. See, you might be having some stress carrying on in your mind because you've not thought about some things that are in your in tray. But when you take a minute, sometimes it takes a minute to consider something, and then you allocate for it some time and some space. Something that is stressing you for today, it is not necessarily important. It could be urgent, but it's not necessarily important. Something that you could do next week, but it is stressing your mind today and you want to do it because you've not taken some time to consider, to meditate, to think through your day, to pray through your day, to plan through your day. And therefore, you become this helter-skelter, walking around like a headless chicken kind of person who is stressed, and your body is being stretched unnecessarily. Your mind is being stretched unnecessarily because you did not pray. You did not meditate. You did not plan. That's something so simple that you can do on a daily basis, and it can save you a lot of pressure, save you from a lot of strenuous things. So let us learn to pray and to meditate. The other thing that we need to do, even as I come to a close, is the way we handle our nutrition. And I've already talked about some of these things. Nutrition is absolutely important. If we keep eating bacon daily, red meat daily, guess what we're doing? We are putting a strain. You need to go to Google and look at how many days it takes for red meat to digest. Different types of meat, by the way, from a nutritionist angle. How many days does it take for pork to digest? How many days does it take for beef, red meat to digest? How many hours does it take for so and so to digest? You'll be shocked. And then the problem is you're eating it on a daily basis. See, something to do with nutrition, I can tell you the secret of nutrition. The thing that you do not want to eat is the most important thing in terms of your nutrition. The bitter herbs, the vegetables, the water. Did you know that one of the biggest contributors of your nutrition and health and well-being is water? Did you know that more than 70% of your body is water? And your body does need water. And you need to take a lot of water. And I'm speaking to myself. If you don't have a water bottle, go get a water bottle. Before you get out of your house, have a serious water bottle filled to the brim. And by the time you're coming back to the house, make sure that it is empty. And you've even taken some more. It is advised that you should take at least 8 glasses of water, and that's just the bare minimum. 3 liters of water are needed every single day. Let it become a habit. Some people will tell me, but I'll be going to the toilet all the time. Yeah, you go to the toilet all the time. Remember, you can either pay for the price today or you pay it much steeper much later on. Take good care of your body through nutrition. Junk food is a waster. It is a waster of your physical system. It is a waster of your blood system. It is a waster of your brain system. It is a waster of your nervous system. Once in a while, you can take some junk food. Once in a blue moon, it is okay. But don't make it a habit every single day, especially if productivity is your forte. If you want to be a productive human being, do not be someone who cherishes a lot of junk food. And in closing, ladies and gentlemen, I've already talked about this. TV. How many hours of TV do you do in a single day if you're a productive human being? It shouldn't be a lot. It should be more than an hour of TV, basically. Because you're sitting there. Do you know what is happening to your mind and happening to your body? Especially in terms of the content that is coming out of that TV. If you're watching something instructional, something inspirational, well and good. But if you're watching constant negative news, if you're watching these horror movies and this music with women being demeaned and so on and so forth, it is not helping you in terms of your psyche and even in your physical body. So take care of the body so that you can become a productive human being. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to come to a close of this mini series where I've passionately discussed the subject of productivity. You are meant to be productive, and you are meant to take care of your own productivity, to be in the driver's seat of your own productivity. Do it. We need you creative. We need you productive. We need you contributing into this world. We need you changing this world. We need you changing your family, changing your situation. We need you expanding your potential. And you cannot do that by Bluetooth. You do it through your body. So take care of your body. Until next time, bye-bye. A special shout out to my mentor, Jeffrey Howard of Visionary Business University, found at mastermindmentor.com, who has graciously provided me with the soundtrack and the introductory track to this podcast. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you for listening to Life Signatures Radio. If you enjoyed today's show, subscribe to Life Signatures Radio on iTunes, Stitcher, or visit our website at lifesignatures.libsyn.com. Life Signatures Radio, fresh, clean, and inspiring.